Not gonna get anything from this video. This is just me. I don't want to say being negative, but just kind of sharing with you some of my angling personality. So we're always doing videos as YouTubers on our 5 favorite baits, our 3 most productive baits, our 2 most productive baits. I'm going to show you 3 of my least favorite baits ever. So keep in mind, are you okay, buddy? So these baits that I'm about to talk about, it's not that they don't catch fish. It's not even that you shouldn't go buy them or you shouldn't fish them. It's just baits that A, I probably haven't mastered and don't like. Or B, maybe just in my area of the country, they're just kind of irrelevant. You know, I just don't really use them that much. Or, what, Brooks? Fish, yes, that's a big fish. Brooks wants to show you his big fish. Woo. What'd you think about that bait? You gonna put that on your fishing rod? Huh? Is that your answer for everything, dude? That thing's kind of noisy in my video, but whatever. Or, what letter was I on? A, B, C. I think I was on C. C, maybe I just don't like them. Like, it's not that they're bad baits or that they don't catch fish. I just don't like every bait there is. Like, I don't have to like everything. You can tell I don't really throw deep diving crankbaits because look how rusty the box is. All my baits have like really bad hooks on them. Dude, just don't catch them on these things. Here's the old Bomber Fat Free Shad, dude. Look at that thing. Bill Dance actually autographed that one. Not really. Hot Lips, that one's super famous. Weird looking bill on it. These goofy things right here. Grew up in the 80s and 90s watching David Fritz, Rick Clunn. They used to absolutely kill them on deep diving crankbaits. And dude, I just don't catch them on these goofy things. And I think it's just because I'm comparing myself to like Rick Clunn, KVD, David Fritz, who caught them like every cast on deep diving crankbaits. And I actually don't mind fishing deep. I just hate fishing deep diving crankbaits. I just don't catch them on them. I could just throw them away. No good for me. No. No. Oh, there they are. There they are. Right there. These things. I know I'm gonna make a lot of people mad with this one. See, he's already mad. Yes, this one is in my top 3 baits of baits that I don't catch fish on. I'm not saying they don't catch fish. You never heard me say that. I'm just saying I don't catch fish on these guys right here. Well, here's the ironic thing about fishing jigs. You know, like, and it's all types of jigs. You know, there's so many different styles. This is a round ball jig. This is like, I guess they would call this a flipping jig. Then there's football jigs. There's swim jigs. Now, I do like a swim jig. I think I like a swim jig because it's a visual thing. But these baits right here have not been my favorite to fish with ever. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. I don't like the feedback. Like what I consider I do the best is actually flipping. And jigs are like one of the things that most flippers love to throw. I hate flipping jigs. I don't know why. I rather just flip a Texas rig. That's a good one. That's a big one, bro. That's a big one. All right. All right. It's number 5. I thought that was gonna be a big. It's kind of dogging me out a little bit. I was like, uh-oh. I feel like I hang less. My hookup ratio is better on When I set the hook on, I can change colors faster. I don't understand, but I just have more confidence flipping just a soft plastic than a jig. But I don't catch many fish on jigs. I just don't. I love a jig head and a plastic. I'll throw a shaky head, I'll throw a Ned. Even when I go saltwater fishing, I throw a Ned, like a jig head and a plastic all the time. But when it comes to, when you put that little skirt thing on there, and it's gotta have 9 strands of orange and 15 of brown, and it's hand tied, and you gotta have the right size hook, and the brush guard's gotta be at a certain angle, and it gets really, it's not fun to me anymore. This is a good looking jig though. Look at how the paint shimmers on that thing. I gotta admit, that's kind of pretty, but I don't like jigs. Don't fish them. Oh, there's one that I'm not that fond of back in here. No, not that one. Psych. I actually kind of like to throw Alabama rig. They're not legal in tournaments, but in my opinion, if you never caught one of these, they're actually kind of fun. I don't know, that's going to be kind of controversial, but I like them. What you think? Huh?
Daddy.
Huh?
Daddy.
Daddy. The next bait that I want to talk about that I hate to throw, it's not even a bait. It's more like a rig. It's not like it doesn't catch fish. And quite honestly, I've actually caught a lot of fish on this one. I just hate to throw it. It's so slow. It takes so long to put together. It's just not that fun to fish for me. I put together a little video earlier this year. All right, go for it.
Oh, short, my bad. Hey, no, boy, I tell you, bring him here if you're gonna bring him.
All right. Hey y'all, I'm gonna show you how to tie up a Carolina rig today. If you're not familiar with the Carolina rig, it's a little bit like a drop shot. I know a drop shot is a rig that's kind of more popular during modern times like right now, but I grew up throwing this guy right here. This is a Carolina rig. This is old school. Why they call it a Carolina rig, I have no clue in my mind, but it is called a Carolina rig, what you need. So you're gonna have egg sinker, swivel, then you're gonna have 18 to 24 inches of leader material going to your 4/0 hook or whatever size hook you need to use to connect your plastic with. So I was looking in my boat for some of the components to make a Carolina rig. I didn't even have everything. I actually do use this one. It's not like jigs and crankbaits. Like, you literally will not find a deep diving crankbait, or you will not find a jig in my box in my boat. But, well, you will find a swim jig. But Carolina rig, I hate to throw it, but I throw it because I know it catches fish. Carolina rig, man, that thing, I think the reason it pisses me off so bad is there's 1, 2, 3 knots. So if you break it off, you're down in the boat, you're down 2 hours to retie that thing. You gotta have a hook. It's just so many components. You gotta have a hook, you gotta have a swivel, you gotta, you know, if you're from the Carolinas like me, you gotta have the bead, and you gotta have the right color bead, you gotta have the right sinker and the right size sinker. And then, you know, do you want to have like the main line 15-pound test and the leader line? It's got to be a certain pound test. I just don't like throwing a Carolina rig because there's so many components. And then there's the aspect of trying to throw one. Like, there's an art to trying to throw a Carolina rig. I'm gonna ask my son what's his favorite bait to throw. Brev, is your favorite rig to throw a Ned rig?
Heck no.